Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is the horoscope for Leo. If Leo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. So this is a bonus reading for Leo. And our card tonight is the Three of Swords, which has everything to kind of do with sorrow, right? Conflict, sorrow, maybe even a little bit of a broken heart. Don't turn off the reading though. I'm sorry. It might not be you. It might be somebody around you. It might be that this is a situation that has happened and these are we're looking back at it in retrospect. So worry not. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what do these tea leaves have to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay, so we have the number 29 right here. There's also a little heart. Okay, so 29 seems like an important and beloved number. So we have the initials, possibly RM. RM. I mean, it doesn't have to be initials. It could be part of a word or just one name. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man right here. We have a person standing up here holding the moon. It also looks like TC. Okay, TC. We have a person on a horse over here. We have a person who is, it looks like catching a bird, holding a bird. Okay, so we know the bird is the messenger. And so I feel like it's almost like intercepting a message or deciding not to communicate something that might be vital here, okay? Now, I feel that we're in a place where, we're kind of in that real lunar valley. This might even be kind of a dark night of the soul situation. I think that you've been in a dynamic that doesn't necessarily promote the best kind of life that you maybe want for yourself. Maybe this is a relationship. Maybe this is a job. Maybe this is where you live. It could be like that now I'm seeing also this looks like a house. It looks like a horse, but it also it looks like houses. A row of 3 of them. So I almost kind of feel like this could be centered around the home, right? The domestic dynamic. It could be the dynamic of the neighborhood. There might be some conflict with the neighbors or with somebody you live with. But I do feel like this is something that has absolutely affected you. And having that Hanged Man in the middle tells me that there's going to need to be a sacrifice here. Some kind of decision that needs to be made that's not easy, right? When I see the Hanged Man archetype, I'm always excited because it is it's kind of like on New Year's, right? Where we make our resolutions for the next year and we're like, okay, we're going to quit something this year. Or for Lent, right? Where it's like, okay, so I'm going to stop doing this for the next month or so. And it's similar to that, but this is usually more at the core of your life. So this is something that's really important to how you're living. And it is something that does not serve you well. And having the Hanged Man, to me, it gives you, and as opposed to the Death card, where, there's no way around it here. It's happening. This is the end of something. The Hanged Man gives you a choice. Like, you're going to decide willingly what you want to change with intention. It's not the universe just coming in like a tsunami and pulling everything away, right? So, I think that this is a good time for some introspection. This is a good time at looking at all of your options, making a plan going ahead. How can you kind of, neutralize this energy that is happening, this, chaos, this discord, the arguing. And that's what it really feels like, arguing and kind of being snide with one another, having growing resentments for whatever is happening. This could be like a situation where there's somebody who is always like playing super loud music at like 3 a.m, and it's disturbing all the neighbors, and nobody is kind of stepping up to fix the situation. And it's like, finally, you have to make this choice. Are you going to confront these people? How would you do that? Is it going to be with like, honey, or are you going to go at it? Are you going to be upset? Are you going to call the police? What level are you going to ramp this up to? Or are you just going to move? Is it like rent, or your lease is coming up pretty soon and it's just easier to get up out of there, I don't know. But this is an example. It maybe is not your situation. It probably isn't. It's very specific. But it is. It's kind of this place where we have to decide, how are we going to go about this? How much are we going to let this thing affect us? Right? Now, it could be a relationship. And this is what I'm really wondering. Is this like your domestic partner? Is this your spouse? Is this your significant other in some way? Is this like a adult child who's living in your home? Is this your roommate, or maybe your parent lives with you? Whatever is going on, it is making it difficult for you to live your life the way that you want to. There's a lot of conflict, okay? And I feel like there's this sense of, I got to make a decision now, because it is only getting worse. It is only becoming more and more oppressive and affecting you more and more deeply. Okay. And I think, it's easy to be in these kind of situations and then you just kind of wait out the cycle to kind of get back into everybody being cool with one another. But I think as this goes on, it kind of escalates. It seems like it's a thing where it's just the lows are getting lower, right? Things are getting more volatile. So I think that, it's really important for you to, in some way, somehow, temper yourself, your reactions. That's a big thing. But really contemplate, what are my realistic options here? What can I actually do? Not what I hope and wish and pray that could happen, but what can I actually do here? And start to make a plan and put that into action, okay? This is the only way to get to a lasting change, is to kind of do this deeper work. And, it might come down to having to make some compromises. That might be a big part of what's happening here is, you need to consider making some compromises as well on your end, okay? Now, we have down here, it looks like a person with a dog, another dog over here. We also have a message, a bird, okay? And here we have another person with a bird. So that's 2 people. Now, I feel like there's almost kind of a situation where somebody in your life who feels like they're protecting you or protecting the dynamic of things is coming in there and really like trying to stop some kind of communication, you communicating with somebody else. It feels like, it's almost like they feel like they know better than you do. They're trying to protect you or protect your relationship with them by not allowing you to talk to somebody. But you maybe don't even realize this is happening. I think that this is kind of like them blocking, like they're running, an offense here, or defense, or whatever it is. And they're making sure that you don't have these communications, or you don't have this information coming through. So that's something to be aware of, right? Unless you have put somebody in this position of, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk to this person. Please don't give them my phone number, or don't, if they if you see them kind of like run, intercept. But probably not. I feel like this is more covert. So nobody, and I mean nobody wants that to be the case. I would not like it if somebody in my life was, making sure I couldn't talk to somebody. Even if it was somebody I didn't want to talk to, I should make that choice, right? And I think that's very much how you feel. And I think it's how anybody would feel, really, right? So, I think it's something to definitely be on the lookout for. And this maybe feeds into this domestic discord here, is maybe this is somebody in your life who's very controlling, right? Or they're insecure or whatever, and they are trying to limit your ability to communicate with other people. And, that's very murky waters, to say the least, right? So what else do we have? Ooh, look at this. It just fell into my hand, and it looks like a little heart. It just fell out and went to my hand. So right here, it looks like it says C. Is that a C? It could be. I'm looking at it as C60. C60. Now we also have a little face. It looks like a dog's face. So maybe you have like a little pupper or something. But I feel like this is... It does. It feels like a companion. Maybe a cat, maybe a pupper. But I feel like this is a place where you find great comfort in this relationship with your companion animal or animals. So lean into that when you're going through these difficult times, definitely. Now, we have a fish right here, okay? So now I even have to backtrack a little bit. It's like a person intercepting a message, but I think even that this is kind of messing up your money. It's almost like, I feel like they are on purpose stopping you from having opportunities to even work with people that have money, that you can make money with, okay? I do feel like there's a lot of jealousy here and suspicion. And I feel like that really does. It weighs on your heart, you might be the most loyal person ever, but it's like there's not a trust there. And there's a need for control. And I think that has way less to do about you and everything to do about them. And I feel like there are times where you're just left perplexed because you've tried to live your life in a way where you're honoring their feelings and your relationship with them. But it's not enough, right? It maybe will never be enough. Okay, I'm going to go over here. We're going to take a look over here. Okay. Oh, look at that. We have that face again. Look at it. It does. It looks like a little puppy. The little nose and mouth and the eyes. It looks silly. It looks like it has a jester's hat on. We also have the number 7, lucky number 7. So I do feel like there's an animal here that just, it lightens your heart. Even as I turn this, you can see there's a little animal here. There's a person sitting here, just kind of relaxing. The sun on their shoulder. You know, it almost looks like a pot of tea and a little heart. Okay, so I do feel like at the end of the day, you know, there will be peace here. There will be the ability to go on, right? It's going to take some work on your part. It's going to take some bravery and, you know, figuring out, what am I going to do with myself? How are we going to go about this? Am I, you know, is it, like I said, sometimes these things are like in cycles. It like flares up and there's tension in the household, the relationship with the neighbors, whoever, whatever it is. But then, you know, things get better and you start to forget that it could be so bad. And that might be the case where you just kind of go back into a lull and, you know, things are chill and you're just hanging out with your animals and not necessarily having too many arguments or anything. And then, you know, it happens again. And it begins to ramp up once more. But it might also be that, hey, you finally break free of this thing and you decide to, you know, kind of begin again. No matter what age you are, we all have the ability to begin again. To live a life that is unrecognizable to the way that things maybe were even 5 years ago, right? You might look back on your life and think, I cannot believe that was even my life. It doesn't even feel like I'm the same person anymore. So, you know, be not afraid of change. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and do our divine doors. I'm going to flip through and stop where it feels right. Okay, and it says, change beckons. There we go. Perfect. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. Okay, this is like every once in a while this will happen where it's like so on point to what we were just talking about. But it is. It's in the air for you, Leo. Change is on its way, knocking at that door. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you have, if you want to leave a comment, my brain. I have the diagnosed, let me just say, I do have ADHD. I'm like finishing up and I'm thinking, okay, I'm almost done. Now I have to go make sure that the macaroni salad set in the fridge overnight, and I have to change the laundry over, and oh my gosh, I hope these people have a wonderful weekend. And is it the weekend? Yeah, my brain is like 50 hamsters flying around on wheels. So anyways, yes, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. And if this is your first time watching, definitely please shout it out. Let me know. I'm always so interested in all the new people that are coming around. But yeah, besides that, I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world, but we are in the midst of the 4th of July right now. Now this will come out after the 4th of July, but I want to send out the energies of being safe, being protected, you know, these summer holidays, especially, you know, when it's, I don't know, it depends on where you live, right? But here in the upper Midwest, the 4th of July feels like like it's almost Christmas, right? Everything is so decorated. It's so involved. I feel like people started taking off work on like, well, 4th of July is on Thursday. And it feels like, I think by Tuesday, a lot of places were starting to close until next Monday. So it's a big deal. Where I grew up, it was a big deal in Northern California. I was in East Sacramento. It was a big deal, but it was like, you know, the weekend or whatever, that weekend or the day after, you know, the day before, the day after, maybe we're taken off or whatever. But it seems like, you know, I don't know. It's a big deal. It gets very, it can be very rowdy. Okay. And you need to please, I'm sending out all of my love and light, my protective energies. Be careful on the roadways. Please do not drive inebriated. Don't get in a car with anybody who's been partaking. Be vigilant that you're watching how other people are driving. It scares me to even be out. I know, and I'm like hypersensitive about these things, but it just, you know, please just watch what's going on. Watch other people, see how they're moving, you know. So I just hope everybody is safe and has a nice time. If you're in America, I know that there's, you know, a hurricane going through. It might be over by the time this comes out. I don't know, but I'm just praying for the safety of everybody involved in, you know, the many things going on in the world, the weather events, you know, all of the other conflicts that are happening, which there are quite a few. And, you know, I don't talk about this stuff always, but it's always on my heart. I'm always thinking about it. And, you know, ultimately, shout out to my husband, Dublin Serpentero, my husband, Paul. We try not to talk about our stances on anything or our politics. We've, you know, discussed at length, you know, that it really isn't part of what we're doing. But I will tell you, as an individual and as a couple, we both are people who feel immensely for others. And we might be quite solitary people. We kind of are very, I don't know what the word is. We don't let people into our lives very often. We have a few people that we're very close with, and that's about it. And that's not to say that we don't like people or care about people. We absolutely do. And, you know, it's just, my heart is with every person on every, you know, in every situation that is happening. You know, I just, it's hard. It's an immense thing to kind of think about the, you know, the doings of humanity and having such direct information about it, right? That's what really is difficult, is it's all in real time. And so, you know, I hope that at times, you know, if you are a praying person, that you will pray for the love and safety and wellness of all of the beings everywhere, right? You know, I feel deeply that there is a usefulness in prayer. I believe in the power of prayer, whatever that looks like for you, you know. And one of my most favorite mantras, and now I cannot pronounce the actual mantra, but it actually comes down to this, and it says, and this is something that I keep posted in my house. It's on the wall. I have it on my social medias, because I do believe from my heart of hearts that this is where I think I dwell in, right? And I hope that more and more people do and will. But it says, May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. You know, there's no specifics to that. It is as sweet. I don't like generalizations that much, but this is a general statement of all beings everywhere, right? So, yeah, with that, again, I'll just tell you, I love you, Leo. I love you. And take care of yourself. Be safe. Please be safe. And yeah, we'll talk in a couple days. Good night.